What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to talk about 5 things that I once had as investments that I sold too early. And this is going to be a fun video because it's kind of a follow-up what we did a couple days ago. And you guys left comments down below talking about things you regretted selling. So I figured I would jump in here and do that as well. We'll start off with unbroken bonds. I know I have the booster pack, the loose one, up on TCG Player, but it was sleeve booster packs. I think I bought these from Hobbiesville and they were about like $25 Canadian, so like 18 USD per sleeve booster. I'm pretty sure they're going for like 60 USD at this point. You can see here on TCG Player, the most recent sales for loose packs, $58 on the 27th. August 18th, there was one at $61. So it's in that range, I think around 60-ish dollars. Maybe sleeve boosters are a bit more than that. I also bought a 3-pack blister at the same time for I think around 70 Canadian, so like 50-ish USD. And I think that's probably like 140, 150 USD. Maybe it's even a bit more at this point. I don't really follow the ancillary products for some of these Sun and Moon sets and older, but that was number 5 on this list. Do I regret selling these that much? No. I mean, it was a sleeve booster. It wasn't like a super great product. And you're going to see a couple of these were, ancillary products that I bought that sure, if I held them to now, I would have made a lot more money, but I also managed to move the money that I got for some of these items into probably better items. So long term, I think it's worked out on a couple of these, like this unbroken bonds thing, but definitely something I missed out some profits on. Now, next up, Chilling Rain sleeve boosters. You guys know I bought a case of these, I think like early 2024. I'll throw the screenshot up. I paid $7 Canadian per sleeve booster. So that's like 5 USD, 550 USD, something like that, maybe even closer to 6 USD for these. They're now going for like $12, $13 on TCG Player. I would have doubled my money. This was a product at the time, and I even said this, I probably overpaid a little bit for them just because I wanted to have these. And long term, looking back at this, that definitely wasn't a great buying decision, but I'm glad I moved these. I was able to put that money into more Sierra booster boxes and other products. I think sometime last year. I can't remember exactly when I sold these. And I was trying to remember for some of these items what I sold them for. The Unbroken Bonds ones, I think I sold these for like 40 or $45 Canadians, like 35-ish USD, 33, 35, something like that. The Chilling Rain ones, I think I maybe sold for like $9 Canadian a piece, something like that. It was in a big bulk lot, so I didn't make great profit for the amount of time that I held them. And I could have just bought like 2 Evolve in Skies booster boxes with the same amount of money. So it is what it is. Moving on, 151 Ultra Premium Collection. I bought one of these fairly early on into the life cycle of 151. I think it was in like November 2023. And I actually just bought it because I wanted it as a collection piece. And I bought it off Amazon at the time. And when it arrived, it had like a kind of a rip in the seal, a fairly large one. It wasn't a tiny one. It was decently large. And for that reason, I actually sent it back. I got a refund for it. And at the time, I think I spent like around 170 Canadian on it, which is about 120. It might have been a bit less at the time, like 115 USD, just because the conversion's a little bit stronger now for the Canadian dollar. But it was around 115, 120 USD, and these are going for $500, $515 USD at this point. Most recent sales are actually closer to 550, and this is a great item from 151. The promo cards, the Mewtwo in there, like those cards are just crushing it. 151 in general, the packs, everything is just done amazingly well. If we look at the past year, you would have been up 270% if you own these. So in hindsight, looking back, definitely regret sending it back to Amazon over a tiny rip. It is what it is though. Moving on, a couple more items, and they're getting progressively worse. As you guys can see, Fusion Strike Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes. I bought these for MSRP on the Pokemon Center, and at the time I bought them, I was thinking to myself, like a few months after I bought them actually, why did I buy these? Like I could have just bought more booster boxes. It would have been way better. These have actually done very well over the past 12 months. You can see here on TCG Player up 410%. So I bought these at MSRP, which is around $60 USD. I think I probably sold them for like 150, 200 USD. Now I did hold on to one of them. Again, Schmuck Insurance, I do that now. For basically every single item. I'll try and sell however many I have to get my money out of it, and then I'll keep the rest absolutely free of cost. So I still do have one of these, but I regret letting 3 of them go. I probably could have just let one of them go or 2 of them go to get all my money out, but I'm still happy. I made decent profits on this. Side note, I get asked a lot of the time what I think of these Sword and Shield PCTPs. I'm personally not as high on the Sword and Shield ones as some other people are. I think the SV era PCTBs that have the promo card are going to do a lot better. When I look at something like Fusion Strike, the PC version, it really is just a couple extra packs compared to a regular ETB. I don't think there's much difference there. I understand it's an exclusive item. There's probably less of them out there. When it comes to collectors wanting these in the future, sure, like that's something you could point to. But just the promo value in these SVR sets, especially if it's a strong promo, like the one from Obsidian Flames or Paldean Evolved or the Snorlax in 151. I mean, those sets clearly, I think, are going to outperform some of these Sword and Shield ETBs. That's just my opinion. That's my guess. Over the next few years, we're going to see that happen. But you never know. I could be entirely off base there. And then the final thing I think on the list here is going to be Paldean Fates regular ETBs. So I actually bought a case of these in I think like November or December of last year. Before the run up, I paid like 65 Canadian. So it's like 46, 48 USD, something in there per ETB. So very, very cheap. And I think I sold these, again, I moved these in a lot earlier this year. I was moving a ton of my ancillary stuff and the guy I was selling to wanted these as well. So I threw them in there. I think I sold them for like close to 1,400, 1,500 Canadian, I think is what I mathed that out to. Again, it was in a lot deal. So the fact that he was taking so much of my ancillary product I wanted to get rid of, I was willing to let go of all of them. And I did over double my money. But since then, and I think I did sell them in like March or April. So they were around like $125, $130, I think at the time, maybe even a little bit less. And since then, these have basically doubled in price. So definitely something that, I probably should have held on to a few more of these than I did. But I also don't think many people back in like March or April expected to have this run up on Paldean Fates. But if you were one of those people that expected it and you held on to a lot of your Paldean Fates, you're absolutely laughing right now. So that is going to be the list, these 5 things. I'll throw in a couple honorable mentions. Fusion Strike booster boxes, Lost Origin booster boxes. You guys know over the past like 6 months, I've moved a few cases of both of these just to get to a 0 cost basis on both of them. Do I regret doing that? No, I'm happy I'm at a 0 cost basis. Would I have made more money holding on to them? Yeah, of course. But it also feels really good knowing at this point when I look at my Fusion Strike, when I look at my Lost Origin, all of it is paid off at this point. So I have absolutely no reason to move them. I'm going to hold them very long term. And I'm hoping in the future when these are, $2, $3, $4, maybe even $5,000 plus booster boxes, then I'll be able to move them and do something with that money. And maybe I sell earlier than that, who knows? Again, like when I look at my investments once or twice a year and I really try and evaluate what I have and what I want to do in the future to kind of change my portfolio, maybe there'll come a time where I look at these and I go, you know what, it's just not worth having this many of them anymore. And if that time comes, I will definitely let you guys know. And I think the last honorable mention I had up here was Lost Origin booster bundles. I was buying these for like $21, $22 USD back in like late 2023, early 2024. And now they're going for about $100. So I've 5x my money. I still have a lot of these, but I did sell, I think like 10 or 15 of my total amount. At one point, I think I had close to like 50 or 60 of these. So I'm still grateful that I have a lot of these. But again, like at the time when I sold these for, I don't know, like $40 USD, $50 USD, whatever it was, if I would have held on to them, sure, I would have made more money. But that's going to be it for the video. If you guys got some value out of it, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like on the video. Also, 57% of you guys approximately watching these videos aren't subscribed to the channel. So I'd really appreciate it if you leave a sub. We're closing in on 10K. I think we're going to get there probably in the next day or two. And then also just leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment for the algorithm. It helps out a ton with the videos ranking and getting pushed out to more people. So with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching the videos. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.